Hey for lifers, Paik4Life here. Getting back into it with 2024. First review of the year, new Optimus Prime review. This is Studio Series 102 Buzzwords the Bumblebee Optimus Prime. This is a shared exclusive, I guess, with Target and Hasbro Pulse. It's in the new plastic-free packaging, which I don't really love, but whatever to help the environment, I suppose. This was really hard for me to find. I couldn't find it locally. Luckily, in my Discord server, we have a deals alert channel, and one of the members there let me know that this was available. So if you need one or are always looking for something, check out our Discord server in the channel below, in the description below, and you can check that out. We talk about a whole bunch of different things, but this is one that I've heard really great things about, so I was really glad to be able to get my hands on it. On the back here, you can see the really nice robot mode and the so-so alt mode. Hey mechas, you finally got yours from Hasbro Pulse yesterday? Yeah, I just got mine today. Hey T-Man, how's it going? Titan, Big M. So yeah, this looks really quite good. I do like that they've been adding some of these like backgrounds. It's like a small thing, and while I don't use them typically, I think it's really nice for like collectors and especially younger collectors to be able to set up kind of like a diorama, right? So I don't like this little this little paper bag that they have where you just like tape it onto the background. I'd rather they put like just some slots in here with some figures and like at least port it in. But in any case, it is what it is. We do get instructions here somewhere. I think they throw it into the back side of this packaging. Where is it? But it transforms in 34 steps. I've never really counted it, but my daughter was watching me practice with this guy and was like, this booklet literally says 35 steps. I guess they got it wrong here. In any case, here he is out of packaging, and he looks really, really great. No, he's not disappointing at all. He's actually very, very good. Hey, Princeton, how's it going? Yeah, I didn't show the backdrop. I mean, it's the same thing. Same as the other one, except you have a little bit of a bottom thing. Hey, Ridiculous, how's it going? Thanks for the $1.03. Random, but I appreciate it. But yeah, this is the actual backdrop. You can open it up. It looks quite good. It looks like one of those South American towns. I forget where they actually went. Maybe it was Peru or something like that. All right. Oh, yeah, it's not full of holes. That is true. That is true. T-Man always putting me in line here. But yeah, let's do a quick 360 of this figure, and he looks really great. Initially, when I saw him, I wasn't sure if he was going to be great or not. Of the back, especially made me think of like the Evasion Prime, and I was wondering if some of the transformation was going to be the same. But the transformation on this figure, while reminiscent of basically all truck Optimus Primes, they do some cool things here as well. He only comes with 2 accessories, which is one of the downsides. He comes with this sword, which you can use as a traditional sword, port it into his hand, or you can use some of the ports here, port it onto the side, and then he also has another port on the back here, which can go into the small port right in his forearm. So yeah, a couple different ways. He can also port it onto one of these 2 lower backpack ports here. He also comes with this arm, hand, fist transformation blaster, whatever you want to call it. He doesn't come with his traditional ion blaster, which is pretty much a bummer. So you open this up, flip this in, and using the port here, you plug it in like so. Which, if you guys remember from the trailer and the movie, when he comes and meets Primal and starts threatening folks, as he does in the live-action movies, he had this transformed hand there. This can also port on the back using one of these tabs here. There's 2, one on either side, using, again, the same small port here. So we'll get this off to the side, get this hand back. We'll go very quickly through some articulation, which this guy does have quite a bit of articulation. This is one of the more impressive figures that I've seen in the main line in quite a while. So his head is on a ball joint. His neck panel does actually move if you unpeg this a bit, and then you can move this. I thought you can move this. Oh, maybe not. Oh, no, I'm thinking of another figure. I'm sorry about that. What else does he have? Oh, he has a couple of shoulder joints. So he has one at the base here that goes up and down. And then he actually has a rotational joint that's for transformation. You can't use it all that much, but you can see that it actually rotates backwards a little bit. So you get a little bit of that. Rotation here. He's got a bicep swivel. He's got double jointed elbows, which is nice. He has a traditional wrist swivel, mushroom peg. He does have a little bit of wiggle waggle in his wrist because of his transformation. Coming to the midsection here, he does have the traditional waist swivel. And then he has an ab crunch. I mean, it's a little funky the way it's done, but at the very least, you have an ab crunch, which is always nice in a mainline figure. This is the Voyager size, so you usually don't get something like that in this scale. His hip skirts can move out to the side. He doesn't have any hip skirts on the front and back that can move, unfortunately, which does limit some of his articulation backwards. So you can't go backwards basically at all. And then he has something interesting, which you see typically on a lot of other action figures, where it's like asymmetrically mounted. So it's like mounted forward instead of being right where the hip is, straight in here. It's actually mounted forward, which gives you a lot of forward range, which is very, very nice. You can kick up very high. It does make it look a little bit weird when you look at it from the side there, but it's very cool. He has a mushroom peg for thigh swivel. He has a single jointed one here for the knee, but he can actually make use of, oh no, sorry. I keep mixing up with Tarn, who I also got not too long ago and was messing with today. So he does have a single knee bend here, which is a little bit more than 90 degrees. And then his ankles, he has ankle tilt, which is right there. And then he has a ball peg that goes into the foot itself. So you get even more range there. From side to side, still not a lot going up or down. And I don't know how it's like molded, because it, like, you can see me push it up, but it bounces back. So it's kind of weird how they did that. It's almost makes it almost non-functional. But yeah, but the ball peg allows you to get swivel around the ankle, which is very nice. So a very, very nicely done figure overall. There are some limitations to his articulation, like I think Transforms Like the Guitar always asks me to see if he can do a pec deck move where he can have his fist here and then do kind of like a expansion out that way. No, because this joint is out that way. Actually, I guess if you use that joint, let's see here. So this joint, as I was saying, you can rotate it backwards. And if you do that, you do get actually some of that pec deck ability here, almost like a butterfly joint, which is nice. You do have to kind of like mistransform it to do that. But again, you get some additional articulation that you traditionally would not get in a mainline figure, especially a Voyager size here. But for regular transformation, you want to have that so that the joints are exposed upwards. Let's do some quick comparisons. I don't have a ton of mainline Optimus Primes handy with me. Here he is with, I think, the Siege one. Oh man, is it just me or is the quality really low? Okay, well, we're gonna keep going. The other figure that I got out that I keep mixing this up with was Tarn for some reason. Talking about the different articulation. I will also be reviewing him. I'll probably review him tomorrow morning. And then I'm also going to be, that's one of the things I do not like about this figure, at least mine. He's super loose in all his joints. I might also be doing a quick live from a local Transformers meetup tomorrow as well. So there you go. I really like the proportions on this guy. He looks quite nice. Head looks a little small, but that's about it. And transformation, that's where this guy I think is does quite a lot. I thought it was very interesting how they do it. The one other thing I'll talk about with this figure is that it does have a decent amount of paint here. So he has paint like on this crotch piece, and it looks like it's like silver painted blue. But it looks quite nice. The ab section here is a darker gray. The bare plastic gray is always kind of a downer. But he has nice tampos on the shoulder, some silver details there, really nice eyes and forehead and mask and so forth. I really like this design. I know it's slightly modified from the Bumblebee movie, but I really love that design too. The biggest difference really just being these silver accents here, which I didn't really love at first, but they kind of grew on me. So I'm not really sure if I like the Bumblebee movie design better or this design better. In any case, let's get into transformation here. One of the cool things they did here with the chest is that you can see it has the angle chest forward in this mode. And the way they handle it is when you open up the chest here, pull up this piece, you get up right up into his face, you rotate the whole panel down. And now that that chest piece is out of the way, it gives you a little bit more room. And so when you close the chest pieces up now, they sit more flush with each other, which is very cool. I like that that detail. It's very clever the way they did that. All right, let's go ahead and come to the backpack. We're going to unpeg that here and just unfurl that. We're going to deal with the arms. Let's go ahead and just get them prepped. So you want to open up this panel like we did before, close this up. Same thing with this side. You want to flip this piece down 180 and then flip this piece back. It's the same thing on this side. And this is all really just in terms of preparation here. We're going to go ahead and fold at that ab crunch to get it down like this. We're going to get the arms out of the way and rotate 180 at the chest, the upper torso. And then, as I mentioned before, the way that this works is this alternate shoulder joint here, you're going to want to rotate it back 90 degrees. And that's going to give you kind of the leeway to do that traditional Optimus Prime, fold the shoulders back kind of transformation here. Oh, sorry, I forgot to open up these panels. So you got to open up these panels on the forearm and then rotate 180 degrees. So now we're going to get this tucked into the side here. This is going to come forward and wrap around the top. Come on now. There we go. That's one side. Same thing on this side. So again, don't forget this time, unfurl these pieces, rotate at the bicep 180. We're going to rotate this shoulder joint back and then get him into the traditional arm setup for Optimus Prime truck mode. These two ports that we used for this weapon before are actually used for the porting on the front here. We do want to rotate the wheels out first, but you want to make use of this double hinge up here. We're just going to peg that squarely into the front, and you have this really nice front cab look. All right, with the lower legs are also very simple. They're kind of interesting how they did it. Get these straightened out a bit because these ports will play a role in the transformation here. You want to pull down on this, which releases a tab here, and then pull up on this, and you're going to double hinge like so. You'll see there's a tab here that goes into his thigh. Same thing on the other side here. So untab this bottom. Yeah, the front of the cab does look quite cool. Come on now. There we go. So double hinge there. This is going to go into the thigh. Then this tab up here is going to go into this slot. And then these little ports here, or pegs, go into these little ports right there. Before we do that, though, we're going to rotate this piece that was tabbed into at the back of the cab. You want to rotate that all the way around. You're going to rotate the ankle 90 degrees inward, and then you'll see there's kind of a little tab here that goes right into the toe. So do that. And then you bring both the legs together with this one port. At this point, if you want weapon storage, you're going to take the sword here, you're going to put it like upside down, and you want to come at it at an angle, not straight in, because this little blue peg here actually will come underneath, and it'll actually sit at slightly a bit of an angle. So using this inner thigh port, just peg it in like this for now, and then we'll get it into the correct angle after we plug these two together. With that, you just rotate this down. That's where it's supposed to sit. All right, some alignment ports that they have are this thing on the side here with the hip skirt. You just want to peg that in on both sides. And then we'll go make use of those 3 tabs that I talked about, the one for the inner thigh, the one right here, and one right there to get the legs all secured. Like so. It does have a bit of the kibbliness that we're used to. Again, that's what kind of reminded me of Evasion Prime. Evasion Prime also had a lot of kibble kind of on the back of the cab, but it's not terrible. I mean, frankly, it is kind of terrible here, but given what else it does, it actually looks not as bad as some of the other things, especially from the front and side. It looks pretty good. It's just, I don't know why they didn't do a little bit more with this stuff. Like if they had a panel here that folded back or this one folded in or something like that. So I think they could have done a little bit more. If they did like a KO oversize of this, that'd be really great. Like they're coming out with an oversized KO of this figure, which I'll have for review. Not too long. Toy Dojo just sending one. But yeah, that's it for the transformation. The one other thing that you can do is port this in. There's a little port right there. So if you want to tab that in, you can have a little bit of storage there. You can see he has a big front grille. I don't love this grille. I don't remember how accurate it is to the movie. I would have liked it without it. But overall, he is quite a nice little Optimus. It does suffer from some of the mainline things that you were used to. Oh, sorry. One of the things I forgot is you kind of pull these out. I wish these kind of clicked into place, but they're just held in with a friction. But it does suffer from the traditional things that we're used to with an Optimus Prime mainline figure where color mismatches here. So this bottom of the panel, they could have painted that red. Same thing with the undersides here, which are not seen in robot mode. But again, mainline stuff, can't complain too much. If we, I actually hope that maybe the same company that did the oversized KO of Tarn would do one for this guy. Excuse me. I also feel like the smokestacks sit a little high. But that might just be me. Yeah, the back kind of looks unfinished, but you know, they always have to keep pieces, piece count and everything like that. Ridiculous as I don't hate it, but Clinical says that's awful. Hey, Clinical, how's it going? Hey, Trevor DePass. Going to get that kit that gives him the proper rear truck node. Yeah, I saw that, but I don't know if that's out yet. You wish the smokestacks would rotate? You mean like turn like this? I know they are on a technically on a port here that does rotate. So I don't know if you're talking about that. Let's see who else we got here. All right, cool. But yeah, it is still a quite nice mainline figure. I'm not in love with the ever increasing price tag and the shrinking sizes, but this one is one of the ones that I've found in a long time that's actually really nice, that I'm not too sad about having paid $40 including shipping for him. So I would recommend him. But let's go ahead and get him transformed back. Oh, let's do some comparisons, I guess, really quickly, just because I have some. Here he is with Streak and Bumblebee. I don't have any mainline figures in alt mode. Right there, obviously not in scale. And just because I have him randomly for my Swerve review, still in my review area, here he is with Swerve. You forgot to fold down the panel where his Autobot symbol is? Where was that? Oh, sorry, yeah, sorry about that. Thank you. Sorry about that. Totally missed that. Thank you for that, for T-Man. But yeah, so here he is with the G1 Swerve if you wanted. What'd you say, Springer? Did you want a Springer comparison? Are you turning into the new Anthony Brown Jr.? All right, so let's go ahead and get this guy transformed back. Let's go ahead and split the legs, get the sword out the way. We'll unpeg here and here, fold up these things here, unpeg the hip skirts. You want to do that just in case you don't want to shear or bend anything off. All right, get the legs split apart, untab that piece at the toe and rotate around. Get this piece ready for the legs, which are now on tab, which will come down on this double joint. Come around this tab here, and then tab into the calf. There we go. So it nicely clicks into place. Same thing on this side. Rotate this around. Rotate this piece. bring this down on that double hinge, get it around this little nubbin, and there we go. That's one leg, and the other leg, we're going to come to the front of the cab here, untab this, flip these pieces up, because I'll forget them again and T-Man won't have to remind me. And then we're going to pull out on these pieces. Get these open and across. Now we're going to rotate the shoulder joint all the way up. Get the arms down. Fold up this piece on top. Fold up this piece 180. And for the arms, we're going to rotate them 180. And we're going to fold these panels on top of each other. Rotate it around. Open up the forearm panel to get the fist out. Close that up. I think we're done with that arm. So let's rinse and repeat with this one. So again, rotate up on that shoulder joint. Get this piece up and around. This piece rotated around. The biceps will 180. Fold up the panels on the forearm once and twice. Open up the outside panel here to get the fist out. We're going to rotate 180 at the midsection, like so. We're going to fold up the wheels into his main body. And then straighten out his core. These two weird kind of tabs will go into this slot here. Nice click into place. And we're almost done. We just need to do the chest and face reveal. So go ahead and open up the chest, which only opens up a little bit. Rotate the entire neck panel around. And then this one grill piece will fold down into the chest. And then close up the chest, and you get that nice angled chest again. With that, we have Optimus Prime back in his robot mode. And like I said, really cool engineering that they did here. He looks really great in robot mode in particular. His backpack, I wish they did a little bit something more with this to make it a little bit more angular, but it's the backpack, and it's actually still quite pretty small. The cool things that they did with the articulation, with the ab crunch and the off-centered hips, kind of like the drop hips, faux drop hips, and then the shoulder joints that you have that give him kind of faux butterfly joints going backwards and stuff like that if you mistransform it. It's a lot of fun stuff. Again, a lot of main line issues that we typically get, but he doesn't have like a lot of waffling, like emptiness. Like he's pretty solid everywhere in terms of plastic. So I'm actually, again, still very happy with this guy. I definitely recommend him. If you haven't gotten him, check him out. I think he was still in Hasbro Pulse a couple days ago. And there are a couple of other stores that still have him. I wish there was a mainline release in terms of not a shared exclusive to make it a little bit easier for folks to get, because otherwise getting it locally at Target has been a challenge, as it always is for me, because my Targets suck. But hopefully you guys can pick this one up for your collection. All right. So really quickly, did want to go ahead and take a quick look at the poll. I just asked, I know the movie's been out for a while, but maybe some folks were waiting for it to come out on streaming and stuff like that. Wanted to see how much of you guys liked the Rise of Beast movie. It looks like 75% of you enjoyed the movie. I'm in the same boat. I probably didn't enjoy it as much as Bumblebee, but I still thought it was quite good overall. Looking forward to the expansion of that universe. The crossover universes idea that they're doing with Hasbro, with G.I. Joe, not even just in the movieverse, but also in the new Skybound comics, the Energon universe and stuff like that with G.I. Joe and Transformers and some of the other stuff, is very cool. If you haven't checked out the Skybound comics, I think they're only on issue 2 or 3 at this point. Definitely recommend checking it out. It's a retelling, but it definitely sends you for a loop very quickly. So, with that being said, I hope you all had a great holiday. Happy New Year. I'll probably do a quick live stream just talking about like New Year's resolutions, because I haven't committed to any yet for this channel. But I think I'm going to try to keep my resolution for at least one upload or live stream a week, whether that's a short or a full live stream per week. I'm shocked I made it in 2023, but I also have some other ones that are not collection related that I wanted to share with folks. health wise and stuff. So with that, hope you all enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow, probably with this guy. One of my other resolutions is try to schedule reviews at least, a couple hours in advance so that you guys get a little bit heads up instead of randomly just going live. So I'm going to try to do that. I don't know how well that'll stick though. Definitely not streaming every day, Princeton. Hey, McLucher G. Issue 4 is out next week? Okay, great. Awesome. Issue 3's been out for 3 weeks. Yeah, so I haven't caught up on issue 3. Is there an OSKO of Rise of the Beast Scourge? I don't think so. Oh, speaking of which, other things that are coming up for review are, well, I still have a bunch of the Diaclone stuff that one of my viewers sent, but Scourge from Fans Toys is coming shortly, so you should expect that in the next week or so. I was told by Toy Dojo that they'll be sending some to me here, so I'll be doing a live stream review of that. So I should get that very quickly, probably ahead of a lot of the others. So keep subscribed with that notification bell, just in case I don't schedule that well in advance. All right. With that being said, we'll see you next time for Lifers.